guys, so it's me, Kiani. Today's video is going to be my first of many Talk Through Tuesdays. You guys know that I absolutely love teaching the art of makeup, and I decided that I would give myself my own series to allow me to have a little bit longer videos for those of you that want to get a little bit more in-depthness with me and how I apply makeup and where my mind is at the time that I'm creating whatever makeup look it is for that day. So that gave me Talk Through Tuesdays. So I'm going to try this out for the entire holiday season. You guys make sure you give it 2 thumbs up if you like this type of video. For today's glam, I created this beautiful sparkling wing, and I did answer your questions on double lashes. This is pretty much a look that I've created from my October favorites look. That's what I had in mind, but I glammed it up just a little bit more because my husband and I are headed out. So I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. I'm hoping you give this video 2 thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you click that subscribe button. Like, seriously, click the subscribe button so you never miss another upload. Make sure you follow me on all my social media so you can get live time updates and where we are for the holiday season. And yeah, without further ado, if you want to see my first of many Talk Through Tuesdays creating this look, just keep on watching. Oh, I forgot. I need to put my dress on. Let's go. Good morning, guys. So my skin has already been cleansed with my Estee Lauder cleanser, and oh gosh, help me, I'm starting to get hooked on this Renutriv. This is by Estee Lauder. It's the Ultimate Diamond Sculpting Refinishing Dual Infusion. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to go ahead and use it, but it does come out in 2 different cylinders. Makes it potent once you blend it together, makes it active rather. And I'm just going to blend this on my face. And thanks for those of you that mentioned in my skincare video that I was really harsh. I do need to not be as harsh, and with the Estee Lauder products, they are so amazingly concentrated that you really don't have to rub hard. So I don't know what I was doing. Next, I'm going to grab my Revitalizing Supreme Moisturizer. This is going to give me all day hydration, and the wedding that we're going to is going to be outdoors. And it's like 60 degrees outside. I guess it could be worse. It could be raining and cold. Skin is prepped. Let's get to removing these dark circles. Grabbing my Ben 9 Media Pro HD palette. I think they've changed the container of this because I have been trying to leave the link for this in the description box for you guys. And they have changed it just a little bit. So if you're interested in getting a palette like this, just check my description box. I've had this palette, for those of you that have been with me for a while, well over like 2 to 3 years. Ben I sent me this in a promo pack, and it has truly been a holy grail item. And I just continue to find different uses for it. And right now you can see that it is part of my color correcting step. So you can see I put the color corrector here. And this is going to help me not have to worry about my concealer not working as well throughout the day, because you can see I just removed that dark intensity. Now I can move into foundation. I had a lot of you that asked me to do a recreation of my October's favorite look, and this is the foundation that I use. It's the Kat Von D. It's the Lock It foundation. The shade is medium 59 neutral. You can find this in your Sephora stores. And what I've been doing is 1 pump on one side of my face, and then of course I'll come back with another pump on the opposite side, and I just tap this into the color corrector. I don't pull on the color corrector because I want it to stay lodged there, but at the same time, by applying the foundation right on top, it allows me not to see the orange in the color corrector, and it allows it to work. You see the difference? Skin, ooh. Skin, ooh. Next, I'm going to go in and conceal. This is my Tarte Shape Tape, and I just found this on QVC. It was a little bit more expensive, but because my Ulta stores are staying out of stock and the Tarte.com website are staying completely out of stock in the shade that I use that is tan, I went ahead and went to QVC. I will link this product in the description box for those of you that have been missing it. I found it on QVC. Now I'm going to set the under eye magic only with my RCMA. This is the Makeup No Color Powder. Shake a little bit out in the palm of my hand. I'm going to grab my MAC. This is the 159 brush, and this brush and this powder are like a match made in heaven. You can just kind of tap it off and stretch your face so you really expand the fine lines underneath there. And a little bit of this powder goes a long way. I just really want to kind of open up that fine line underneath the eye area so there's no creasing throughout the day. A little bit across the lid, just to absorb some of the moisture on my eyelid. And then I'm just going to grab the rest of this powder off my hand, and I'm going to set this down. I have a towel here in my lap. I always work with a towel nearby, so I'm not wasting the powder. And next I'm going to grab my Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Concealer. This is in the shade Extra Deep, number 6, and I'm going to do a soft trace in the contour. And I'm kind of drawing arrows with the way that I want the brush to flow, almost as a mental note. Grabbing my Real Technique contouring brush. This brush is really old, but it is probably one of the best brushes that I've found for contouring when I'm working with creams, because it's angled, so it keeps me from making the concealer muddy. And I'm just going to blend this in, and I'm going to swirl as I move around the forehead, so I'm kind of covering a larger surface area. If you don't have a larger forehead, you might want to kind of skip this step, because it's really just going to make the forehead not as full, if that is the way to say that. And I'm just going to blend this out. Can you see the warmth that brought to the middle of my face? Coming underneath the neck, getting rid of all of the extra turkey and dressing. And I've been switching brushes for my nose contour using my Bdellium Tool 788 brush, and you can see that this one is much smaller. It has kind of a curved tip, so it really does cut right there on the bridge of the nose, or the sides of the nose. And because the eye look is going to be glam, but still on the minimalistic side, I want to make sure my contour is definitely on point. I mean, it's a morning wedding, so I didn't really want to do a smoky eye, you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of doesn't kind of work. It doesn't work. So I'm just going to keep it very clean, but still with the element of glam. Alright, you know the drill. Everywhere that I apply something dark, I set with a dark powder. So I'm going to grab my Miran Contour and Highlight palette. I'm going to work in this area right here. Again, with another Bdellium Tools brush. This is the 942. It's going to set this contour. And I'm just going to, I've started tapping into the contour, because I found that when you rub right away, it starts to streak into your contour. So if you've been seeing like vacant spots in your contour, try to tap your powder on before you blend. And remember that remaining RCMA powder that I had on this brush? I'm just going to clean up. Some people like to bake this area. You know, my foundation gives me enough control that I don't feel like I need to bake. I'm not oily, my skin is dry, so my foundation will last all day long without me having to bake, so I just don't. Right now I'm going to grab my Chanel. This is my face color powder. This is a matte powder, and you guys, it smells like a pretty powder. Like, I love this powder. Like, the color is amazing. I'm using shade number 70, and I'm using my Morphe GO brush, and I am just setting all of this contour and subtle highlight magic. Next, let's do brows. Let me tell you, I had so many thoughts going through my mind about doing my brows. I think I need to do a full brow tutorial, because yeah, I just felt like I had a lot to say. But just know for now, I'm just going to conceal underneath, just to make sure that line is nice and tight. I don't tend to highlight underneath my brow, so I just allowed the concealer to be the highlight. but I don't want it blaring. If I don't use too bright of a concealer underneath here, it keeps me from having to razor them too soon as well. So if you're trying to grow your brows out, change the color concealer that you're using. Get one that's really, really opaque, really thick, but not so bright, and that will allow you to grow those brow hairs out a little bit more and razor them a little less, hence creating the perfect brow. Blend out the concealer. Back to my Delium Tools brush, 768. So I've gone back and forth with whatever color eyeshadows I want to use, and I know right now that I want to do a sparkling wing. So the eyeshadow is really not going to play too much of a part of that. So I'm going to grab this Stila palette. You guys remember this? This was the Nouveau Natural eyeshadow palette, and I was loving this so much. And you see how I hit pan right there? But today's a special occasion, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to go into this nude shade right here, and I am going to apply this right in the crease of my eye, like really on the lid, from the crease down. And I'm just absorbing any of the oils that the concealer has started to make. Using my Smith 232 brush, because I can just cover such a large surface space with this. Next, I'm going to move into this shade right here, yay! And I'm just going to start to work this into the crease. Leaving the lid open, I'm just working the outer V into the crease, right into the inner V, just to kind of create a little bit more shape on my eye. And that color is called Individual. I'm going to look and see if they actually make this in a single shadow. I love that color. Just love it. And I think on camera it's probably coming off a lot softer than it looks in person, but it's so pretty. And just as you finish, just kind of flick it up with this brush, and your top lid is done. I know, really the fastest eye ever, right? Next, I'm going to move back into that same shade Individual using my MAC. This is the 217 brush, and I am just going to smoke that underneath my lower lash line. This is so pretty. Like, this is the perfect smoky eye for anything. Obviously, I'm going to kind of I'm not going to really call it a formal event, but I am going to a wedding. I think this is perfect for even at the office. This is perfect for just going shopping, just an everyday eye makeup look. The wing is what's going to change the whole game, trust me. So I'm even going to leave this lid open, and I think I'm just going to go into this shade right here called Instinct. It's kind of a sparkling white. Still going to grab that 217 brush, not going to even packet it off, and I'm just going to drape this right along the lower lash line and just kind of take it mainly up into that open crease that we had there. Not crease, right into the open lid space. Can you see what just happened? Just to give it a little bit of sparkle. So I am creating an invisible line across my upper lash line, so when I go in to create my wing, I've kind of already started sculpting it out. Oh, I love this look. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I think I did this exact same look in my October favorites, but I used my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, so that palette would be perfect as well. But I just wanted to pull this one out today. Let's get into the wing thing, people. So I always sculpt my wings out using my NYX. This is the vinyl liner. Before I do that, I'm going to drape off any fallout. Let's do the wing. I'm going to mark it. So just on the outer V, create your line, mark your wing. Does that look balanced? So if your markings are balanced now, when you complete the wing, they will equally be balanced.
Don't worry about it bleeding out, because this is totally not going to be the last step. We're going to add glitter to it, so it's going to cover any imperfections up.
Don't worry about it bleeding out because this is totally not going to be the last step. We're going to add glitter to it, so it's going to cover any imperfections up. So now it's time to sharpen the wing up. I'm going to put my Paul palette on. I'll leave the link to this brand in the description box as well. I love this little palette here because I'm going to use a brand called Glamorous Chicks Cosmetics. You guys know that I've been traveling to the makeup shows with them, and their liquid products are like 24 hours. So if I get it on the back of my hand, it's like hard to get off. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this Royal Matte on the Paul palette because it removes easily off this. And I'm going to open up, this is the Emerald Green Cosmic Glitter. So you see that pretty color? So that's what I am going to layer across my wing. And you want to have this already prepped and ready because that Glamorous Chick stuff does not budge, like serious. So I'm grabbing my Cosette. This is the P375 brush. It is so precisioned. And I am going to just move over this wing. Setting it on, and I do it in tiny quadrants, so therefore I don't get fallout everywhere. And just tapping it, like I'm not rubbing it, I'm just tapping it. I love that. And now you can work on the outer part. And see, this P375 is so sharp, but I still like to create my wing first so I can know if there's going to be a problem area on that lid. There's so many different color combinations you can make with these glitters, but because I want the focus to be green, I'm going to go ahead and get it out of my system because you guys know I love anything green and blue around the eye area. Gorge, girl. Yes! Clean up any fallout. And moving on. I'm gonna grab a little bit of my Sumptuous Knockout Mascara by Estee Lauder and apply this very generously. I've already applied my adhesive to my lashes, and I'm giving that ample time to start to set up. See, I'm just laying them on there. It automatically grabs them. I'm using duo adhesive and it's giving me a fit. Like, I really, of all the lash adhesives I've tried, this one I hate the most just with application because it just needs to set up already. Oh, drives me crazy. But seriously, these lashes by Danessa Myrich right here, I want to say these are the Aspiring. I will leave the true link in the description box, you guys. These lashes are so badass. Oh, a little bit of this duo on here and just kind of smear it around. And I'm just going to grab some tweezers with these. So I'm going to work this way because I've already worked this tray out right here. So I'm just going to grab one with my tweezers, flip it upside down, tap it into the duo, and place it right underneath. Okay, easy, boom. Just don't fool with it too much. Just let it sit, let the adhesive set up somewhat. Remember I said just letting the adhesive set up, it allows you a little bit more mobility when you're applying the lashes, but I'm just moving pretty quickly. So, boom. And I alternate. I go from side to side so I can really get the balance in them. And it's really this quick, guys. Like literally, you pull it off, flip your tweezers upside down, tap it into the adhesive, and boom. Like I'm not putting lower mascara on. You won't need it. Trust me, you don't need it. because then you have to worry about blending the falsies in. Like, I don't even do a liner because this is creating enough interest. And just space them out to your liking. And I'm not using any specific type tweezers, just any kind. Like, just as long as they make a perfect connection. And there you are. Lashes. Like lashes for days. And for some people this might be a little bit uncomfortable, but you know what? Sometimes we are a slave to makeup, honey. And I am. Chain me up. Alright, let's do a little bit of cheek action. Grabbing my new favorite tools. This is the Cassette. This is the S123. The blush by Estee Lauder. Brazen Bronze. Popping it right on the apple of that cheek. As my boy Greg would say. Kiss the blush. Don't make out with it. Or something like that. Beautiful. And then I have all 4 of my Danessa Myricks highlighting powders here, and I'm going to use the shade called Synergy. Like, it looks white, it looks like snow, and I'm just going to tap that right along the higher part of the cheek. Like, doesn't that just look like snow? Oh, she's killing it with the highlight and lash game, killing it. A little bit on the bulb of the nose. Doo-doo-doo. Pretty, pretty. Let's spray this face with the Chanel Hydra Beauty Mist, Essence Mist. Not because I really need to, but just because will be an extra day. I mean, really, when you're doing upper and lower lashes, like, why skip any step, right? And I just kind of pat back across the highlight. Not really because it needs it, because it's so fine, but just to kind of make sure everything is back locked in place. And I'm just going to finish this lip off. I'm going to grab my Anastasia of Beverly Hills. This is the Naked Liquid Lipstick. I can hear my husband now saying, why are you wearing such a nude lipstick? I can hear him right now. But look at the eyes. Don't want to keep the focus on the eyes. Like, seriously, let's talk about it. When you do a nude lip, doesn't it just really make you feel pretty? Like, a nude lip says, you know what, I am enough today. Like, it really does. And I've just been topping this one off with I Love Myself. If you guys remember, I did a full lip swatch video for the brand, for this lipstick company, Real Her. And I love this. Like, this liquid lipstick, this lipstick has taken a beating. Like, the container, I beat it up. Sorry, but the lipstick is still intact. So just layering that right on top, just to give it that beautiful icicle look. So let's get this wig together. Build them edges down, girl. My outside wedding, that means I need to probably bobby pin this wig down, girl. Yeah, let's do something like that. Just a little bit. Spray it with my Tresemme spray. I kind of want a little bit around the face, but not a lot. I think I'm going to wear these beautiful jewels. These are by Bonita Pina. Cute, right? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put our clothes on.